Hello everyone, it's your friendly neighborhood 1332 TA here, and I want to give you a quick tutorial on how you should set up your future and current projects in IntelliJ, get you set up with checkstyle, and also show you how to run some JUnits. So, first things first, let's go fetch our homework, which we're going to get in assignments, and we will download that zip file. And then let us also grab our very necessary 1332 checkstyle.xml. Do not grab the jar, grab the .xml. Groovy. Now, in the effort to keep things neat and tidy and very clear for us to see, we are going to create folders in this way so that all of your src and .iml files are exactly where you expect them to be. And you'll see that as I go along what that actually means. So let's go into the file that you'll have for your 1332 class, go into your homework class, and right away I'm going to have us place in our general homework file our 1332 checkstyle. You could place this anywhere in your 1332 class folder, but you probably want it somewhere you definitely want it somewhere that it's not going to move. That is very important. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a folder for this specific homework. Notice that this is called homework 1, and I'll point out why that is significant in a moment. So now we open IntelliJ for the first time. This is assuming that you already have it installed, and it'll look just like this with all of these not here. They'll be not populated. So we're going to go to create a new project. We are going to make sure that our SDK is for Java 8. For whatever reason, IntelliJ likes to call this 1.8. Do not have it on Java 10. Make sure you have it on Java 8. Let's click through. And now we're going to title this project HW1 for homework 1. And we're going to have the location go into our newly made homework 1 folder. I strongly recommend not putting it in your general homework folder because this project name HW1 is not going to actually show up anywhere in a folder. It's only for IntelliJ purposes. So you're going to want this bad boy in its own folder dedicated solely to this homework. We let IntelliJ do its little thing. And now we'll see that in our folder homework 1, we have this .idea file and an src. This src, if we look, homework 1 is right here. This stands for source code. This is where we're going to want to put everything that came in our homework zip file. So we'll open this bad boy up and throw everything into the src. Now, when we look at IntelliJ, we now have our array list student tests, and our homework 1 PDF. We can open these right here, and we can even open our homework PDF if we want. It'll have no problem opening from here. It's totally good to go. Right away, though, IntelliJ is going to give us an error. Whenever we have these little red squiggles, whether it be in the text or on files, it's signifying an error in IntelliJ. And in this case, it's in our student test. And the reason why is that we haven't added our tests to the class path yet. So to do this, we're going to hover over any of these red words with an @ preceding them. We're going to click this little light bulb, and we're going to do add JUnit 4 to class path. Don't do add JUnit 5.2 to class path, do add JUnit 4 to class path. Click through your OKs, it'll buzz away, and we are good to go. Now, if we want, we can quickly run this test, but we will see very soon that there's a little problem. In our array list file, which is what these tests are actually testing, we have compilation errors, which pop up like this, right? And if we look, we have a method here that has a return type t, but no return statement. Now, for those of you who don't know how to stub a method or not familiar with that, it is essentially having a method return something that isn't correct, but just allows it or allows the compiler to run. Notice that for all of these return type t's, where t is a generic just representing any object, I can just return null, which is a default value for any kind of object type. Return null. However, when we have an int as our return type, we are going to want to return an int. Same thing for the Boolean. And now, if we notice, this little red just went away. So let's run these again and see what happens. Okay, so now our tests ran, but they didn't pass. And you know that they didn't pass because of all of these little yellow exclamation points. Your goal as a 1332 student is to get all of these to go to green, right? That's when you're going to have all of the tests that you're currently running pass, okay? Now, I do want to take the quick second to mention here that the tests we give you are in no way comprehensive, and you either should create your own JUnit tests or use the JUnits provided by your fellow students on Piazza to thoroughly test your code for edge cases. It's absolutely essential. These will not cut it in the long run. Now, that's shown us how to create our project in IntelliJ, populate it with our desired files, and even test our files. But there's one last thing we're going to do. We need to add checkstyle so that we can make sure our Java code is in the correct format, making it easy to read and ready to go. It's the last thing that you can lose points on. So if we look down in this right corner, we can click checkstyle, and in our rules, we'll have to select an active configuration. Well, currently, we only have Sun checks and Google checks, and we are neither Sun nor Google. So we are going to have to add this checkstyle. To do this, for the first time, you're going to go to Plugins, Browse Repositories, and type in checkstyle. And this checkstyle-IDE is going to pop up. It's the one with 1.9 million downloads. Yours will say install here instead of update. Do that, run through, click all your OKs. It's going to have you restart IntelliJ. And once you restart it, it'll look just like this. We're going to go back to preferences. This will now pop up. It won't be there the first time for you guys, so don't worry about it. And we are going to click this checkstyle and now add a new set of rules. So let's give it a description of 1332 checkstyle, and now we have to actually tell it what file dictates this checkstyle. So let's go back to our homework file where our general homework file where we stored our checkstyle XML, and open this bad boy. We'll click next. You guys won't have or the rules validated and ready to add. Yes, that's right. Click finish, and now we see that 1332 checkstyle has been added. Apply and OK. And if we go down here, we now have this in our drop-down box. It's important to note that whatever file you're currently on is what the checkstyle is actually going to run on. So if I did checkstyle here, it would go in array list student tests, and now if I did checkstyle here, it's going to run on array list. Just to demonstrate what it looks like when something's wrong, let's get rid of this little parameter tag, run this bad boy again, and right away it says that this method threw an error because it's expecting a param tag for index. Put that bad boy back, and things are good to go. Now, this is slightly tedious to do every single time, so I'm going to quickly show you how to do this for all future projects. Go to File, go to Other Settings and Preferences for New Projects. This is going to be slightly different on Windows, but it should be very, very similar. Now we're going to, this won't be drop down other settings, hit your check style, and we are going to add in CS1332 forever, just to show you guys that it's a different name. Go find our XML again. Ooh, that's not it. Go find our XML. Next, finish. Okay, and now, in the event that we ever want to do another homework, we'll call this dummy homework, right? Just like we did before, let's create a new project. Remember the same thing with the JDK. Click through all this, and we're going to put this in our dummy homework, finish it up, and if we look here in checkstyle, 1332 forever will be there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial showing you how to get everything set up in IntelliJ. I highly recommend that you use this IDE. It is significantly more efficient and will help you so much over this course, especially compared to a text editor and terminal. It's really almost necessary to run tests and to do this check style very easy and efficiently. Even if you've already started a homework that's not in this format, do yourself a favor, create a new project, copy the files you have over there, set your check style up, set your testing up, and get things ready to go. If you need any more help, please feel free to email any of your TAs or post something on Piazza, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.